This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Monday Night Raw review for last night's show, June 26th, 2017. We're going to go over the good. We're going to go over the really bad that was on last night's show, but there was a lot in this show, even though it was 3 hours, and it still overall wasn't a good show. It wasn't. Okay, don't tell me, oh, JD, Raw was good, man. No, it wasn't good. You can look at the fucking LeVar Ball segment with his son Lonzo, or whoever the fuck these people are. You look at that, and automatically your show is a failure. Your show is a failure after that. Don't tell me it was a good show. I mean, that segment almost made Bayley's This Is Your Life segment look good. Who are these people and why are they on my show? Really? That's what I'm thinking. But we'll talk about the good. We'll talk about the bad. We'll talk about Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, which, you know, I'm not the biggest Roman Reigns supporter, but, you know, you got to give credit where credit is due, and I've been saying it every fucking week. Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman are great together. And so far, I'm loving everything that they've done. Everything since he's been back. And Joe and Lesnar, I don't even need to say anything. I don't even need to say anything. I told you this was going to be great. They have positioned Joe so fucking good. And that's one of the few things that they actually are doing right. Amazing that Monday Night Raw is doing something correct. Brock Lesnar hasn't touched Joe once in a dominating way. There was that pull-apart brawl where they got a few shots on one another, but Joe and Lesnar have been absolutely phenomenal. And if last night wasn't the cherry on top of the cake for their match at Great Balls of Fire in 2 weeks, I don't know what to tell you guys. But the women, you know, the women got some time in the main event. I actually enjoyed it. 30 minutes the women got in the main event. Big gauntlet match. And instead of shitting all over the women and shitting all over the segment in the match, WWE did a lot of good in that match. And you know what? Maya Jax looks like a fucking superstar after last night. They got the winner right. Hopefully they are going towards what I want for SummerSlam. But I think that match did a lot of good for both Nia Jax and Sasha Banks. We're going to talk about all that plus the fucking Hollywood-esque appearances here that did not need to be. And the other shit that really just bothered me on this show. Going to jam-pack it all into this Monday Night Raw review. So thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I did not do a review last night because I just didn't want to do one. The numbers for last week when I did it in the morning on Tuesday were just as good as the numbers that I do if I do it on Monday night after the show. You know, I was a little tired last night. I had jury duty all day. I didn't get home till fucking 6:30. I had to be there at 9 o'clock, and it was just a mess. And you try taking the MTA, the public transportation here in New York City, where trains are delayed, there's signal stoppages and fucking this and that going on, and you're jam-packed into a train on a hot fucking summer day like sardines. It's ridiculous, dude. So when you get home, it's like you want to do whatever the fuck you got to do, and then you just want to lay down and do nothing for the rest of the day. So there you go. But I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me here today on the channel. There's a lot coming up today. I got Raw review this morning. We're going to do some WWE 2K18 Road to WWE 2K18. I'm going to start doing commentary again over some matches. I'm going to put together some dream matches. The first one you're going to see is something that I'm going to just put out there, and you guys are going to vote on who you want to see in the next match with me doing commentary over it, man. It's going to be fucking awesome. So that video is going to come up later on this afternoon, and then we got SmackDown Live review tonight, which I'll do the review tonight for you guys right here on the channel. So stay tuned to the channel. Lots of cool stuff coming up. Don't go anywhere. If you want to subscribe down to the channel, please do so. Down below, hit that subscribe button with the bell for the notification. And this is the most important part, guys. When you click the bell, turn on all notifications, please. YouTube is not sending, even with the bell clicked, YouTube is not sending videos to everyone who is subscribed and wants my videos in your sub boxes. They're not doing it. So you got to hit the subscribe button. Then when you do, hit the bell and turn on all notifications. You're going to see that little settings wheel there. Click that, turn it on, all notifications, so that everything that I upload gets delivered to your sub boxes. Please do that, and we can hopefully get more of a bigger audience here on the channel, because things are just not going right as of late here on YouTube.com. If you guys want to support the show, please do so, man. Patreon.com/JD Thank you to everybody that pledged yesterday. You guys are all getting shout-outs on Off the Script on Friday. I will be, no question, Off the Script Retro will be uploaded sometime between this morning and I'm going to try for tonight, because I know I've been a little lax with that. I've been very lazy with that. I just had a lot going on, I couldn't do it yesterday. I wanted to get it up yesterday, but jury duty called, and I really couldn't do it. So anytime between this morning and hopefully tonight, I will be getting Off the Script Retro up, or at least most of it done, and it'll be up tomorrow morning. I'm going to try. So make sure you guys are aware of that. If you guys pledge towards the Patreon page, Off the Script Retro, each and every week. We got 2 up there right now. We got WrestleMania 8 and the Royal Rumble 1992. We're doing SummerSlam 92, and we're going to be talking about that shitty SummerSlam that was in the summer of 1992. The only good thing to come out of that pay-per-view was the British Bulldog and Bret the Hitman Hart for the Intercontinental Championship. And we're going to talk about all the news and rumors that went into that event. Hogan wasn't there. Sid Justice had walked out of the company. Jake the Snake Roberts had walked out of the company. So WWE was kind of in a transitional phase during that summer of 1992. We're going to talk about all that and what went into what was, to me, one of the worst SummerSlams of all time. So that is what you get if you pledge $3 or more on Patreon. Patreon.com/JD206. You're going to get early access to Off the Script every single weekend. Plus, you're going to get exclusive rights to my Discord chat. So you guys can talk about all the hottest rumors that we discuss on Off the Script. If you guys don't want Off the Script Retro, as little as $1 a month goes a long way, man. So thank you guys so much for supporting Off the Script and the channel in the midst of this YouTube ad apocalypse. Audible is offering you guys 30 days free. All new listeners. It's only for new listeners. If you already cashed in on it, sorry, bruh. Can't cash in again. Audible is offering you guys 30 days free to try their service out. All new listeners with 1 free audio book of your choice. Over 180,000 books to choose from. A lot of those are wrestling related, man. So if you guys want some wrestling books in audio form, Audible's got you. And they're going to give you something for free just for listening to the channel today, each and every single week, man. So if you guys don't want the wrestling stuff, there's a ton of stuff on there. Over 180,000 books to choose from. Compatible with iPhone and Android. So you guys can download the app and listen on the go. And listen to this, man. Justin Roberts' new book is now on Audible. If you guys want to hear Justin Roberts, and I had some people DM me about, the internal workings of WWE and how in-depth he goes, talking about Vince McMahon and Triple H. And Justin Roberts, wasn't he the pretty boy that we fired because he didn't like wood? He talks about Kevin Dunn. So if you guys want to hear Justin Roberts go off on Kevin Dunn, it's on Audible, man. Do it right now, bro. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go and do that. Great way to support the show. And I would greatly appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody over at Audible for sponsoring the podcast. audibletrial.com/offthescript. And if you guys want your t-shirts, man, SummerSlam's going to be here before you know it, man. I want you guys looking good for SummerSlam. So if you guys want to look good, the only way you could do that is with some Off-the-Script merchandise. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. $19.99. They ship worldwide. 9 different designs on there. I'm going to try and at least get 1 new design up this summer, man, for you guys. I got some ideas brewing up here, but we'll see what happens. Officially partnering with Barbershop Window and Pro Wrestling Tees, so make sure you guys go and do that. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Thank you guys so much for all that. And, of course, follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Let's talk about this Samoa Joe thing, man. This, like I said earlier, this is the cherry on top of the cake for me. This is the cherry on top of the fucking cake for me, man. Joe is so fucking good. He is so good. his mannerisms, the way he fucking just walks with that swagger where he doesn't give a shit. And it's Brock Lesnar that he's going one-on-one against. This is the Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. Doesn't give a fuck. It's as if he's fighting James Ellsworthless at Great Balls of Fire. It's fucking great. So we got one backstage segment that started this entire thing off this week. Charlie Caruso was interviewing Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was standing there next to Charlie Caruso, and he said that tonight Brock Lesnar will be here, and he's going to call out Joe, and he's going to call out Joe for a fight. So a fight's going to go down, according to Paul Heyman. Joe then walked up to Paul Heyman during the interview with Charlie Caruso and teased choking him out. He put his arms around Heyman's throat. Heyman froze, and Heyman was like, listen, Joe, I'm just an advocate. I'm just an advocate. Joe was like, listen, Paul, I know you're just an advocate, and I'm not going to waste this coquina clutch on you. This one's meant for your client tonight. This one is meant for your client tonight. He said that tonight Lesnar will find out that the coquina clutch is meant for him and not you. So then he got away. He backed away. You look good, Paul. You look good. Joe starts patting his jacket. You look good, fixing him up. He then gets face to face with him again, heavy breathing. You know, the fucking maniacal look that Joe usually does. You know, the heavy breathing, the anger boiling over. It was fucking picture perfect, man. Loved it. Loved that Joe is just everywhere that Heyman is, you know? So we get to the actual segment between these two, man. It was brief, but it was fucking impactful. Very impactful. Heyman in the ring. Heyman is in the ring. He says that it takes an awfully smart man to know when to fear. You know, there's one exception to those who fear Lesnar, because Joe does not fear Lesnar. Told Joe that now is the time to start fearing Brock Lesnar. Says he hopes that you've all enjoyed the anticipation, but now is when the bathroom breaks are over, and I shot at Monday Night Raw there. He said now is the time to hit record because this is the moment that you'll all be talking about tomorrow. Joe is not burdened with great intelligence like he has. So, Lesnar comes out wearing the Universal Championship, his typical Suplex City, Los Angeles t-shirt, fucking tracksuit pants. He's doing his fucking jumping shit on the stage. Joe comes from behind, bum rushes Brock Lesnar, smashes him in the back with a huge forearm, staggers the beast, gets the coquina clutch locked in on Brock Lesnar. Lesnar's face is turning beet red, just like this fucking lava lamp over here. Beet red like a fucking apple, bro. All you see is a face of red and blonde eyebrows. So Lesnar was either getting really choked out or he was fucking selling this move like a motherfucker last night. He dropped to one knee. He tried to fucking get up and counter the coquina clutch. He backed Joe back into the LED boards on stage that had the Great Balls of Fire logo on it. To almost took one of the panels off. He got the coquina clutch back on Lesnar. Again did Joe. Lesnar tried to maneuver his way around and he fucking bum rushed Joe back into the stage. I thought they were going to go through the fucking LED boards on the stage. But then Joe got the coquina clutch again and took Lesnar down to one knee. He took Lesnar down to one knee. Crowd's going crazy. Let them fight. Let them fight. Carl Anderson, the Revival, you know, they came out and tried to pull away Joe from Lesnar. Lesnar couldn't stand. He couldn't even get up. He was struggling to get up. He laid there on the ground, grasping for air, fucking holding his throat, wearing the Universal Championship. So, it was just fucking crazy. Joe was fucking backing away. I did this to you. I did this to you. You know? Or you're mine. I don't remember exactly what he said, but Joe was so fucking intense. While Lesnar was just laying there, beat red, beaten, choked out with the Universal Championship on the ground. Corey Graves was like, Joe was just a few seconds away from choking Brock Lesnar out, putting Brock Lesnar to sleep. Absolutely fucking fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic. It's at this point, whether he wins or loses, Joe is made into a superstar. And the way that WWE has gone about this has been one of the best things about Raw. It's probably been the only good thing about Raw in the last 3 weeks. But the way that they're going now, Lesnar and Joe is going to be a phenomenal match. It's got the anticipation built. You're ready to see it. I'm ready to see it. These two are going to fucking kill each other with great balls of fire. It's going to be main event worthy, no question. But whether Joe wins or loses now, it doesn't even matter. All WWE needs to do at Great Balls of Fire is continue what they've done on Monday Night Raw. It cannot be a squash. It cannot be Lesnar go in there and suplex 16 times and then get an F5 and win. No. Joe has to look fantastic. He has to come out of this looking stronger than he has ever looked in his WWE run. Okay? If he loses, fine. But he has to lose like a fucking champion. Lesnar has to struggle with Joe. You're not going to go in there and throw Joe around for fucking 5 minutes and call it a day. You're not going to get an F5 applied on Samoa Joe and pin him 1, 2, 3 easy. No. Not at all. This match is going to be a fucking all-out war. It's been meant and portrayed as an all-out war so far. That Joe will do anything that he can to beat Brock Lesnar. That's what you have to do at the pay-per-view as well. And you know what? We haven't seen the fucking Muscle Buster yet. We haven't seen the Muscle Buster. I want to see a spot where Joe teased winning the championship with a fucking Muscle Buster. Get the Muscle Buster on Brock Lesnar. We haven't seen it yet. They haven't allowed him to use it on the main roster for whatever reason. Maybe WWE deems it a dangerous move. Maybe they're saving it for a big spot. There's no bigger spot than Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at Great Balls of Fire. I'd love to see him near fall with the Muscle Buster. I'd actually love to see him win the title with the Muscle Buster. But this has been phenomenal, man. Joe is unbelievable. Unbelievable so far. Lesnar's done everything to put this guy over. Lesnar, we all deem lazy and, just going through the motions. He's been given a world title. He doesn't want to work with anybody. Lesnar's going to work with Joe. And this is Joe's dream match. I've heard from people that I know in House of Glory that have talked to Joe. And when Joe was there working with House of Glory, he said to them 2 years ago that Lesnar is the end-all be-all for him. That's his dream match. That's what he wants to work for. He's got it now for the biggest prize on Monday Night Raw. And I know for a fact Joe wants this more than anything. And Lesnar knows, to me, if I was a betting man, I know Lesnar sees Joe as a worthy opponent. I think Lesnar sees Joe as somebody he can work with and wants to work with because of Joe's legit background. This is no pushover, This is not a Finn Balor or this is not a Roman Reigns or a Seth Rollins or something that WWE's just throwing at Brock Lesnar just to fill a pay-per-view card. This is a legit fucking fight. This is a dream match to a lot of people, including me. WWE needs to treat it as such. It can't be fucking boom, 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 suplex F5 over. Not the way Joe's been built. This is going to be great. This is going to be awesome, And Heyman, he's doing what Heyman is known for, building the fight up like only Heyman can. But the thing with Heyman is he's not completely cutting Joe down. He's building Joe up so that Joe looks great through his words. Yeah, he's going to say Joe needs to understand what fear is, that this is going to be a fight. But in no way has Paul Heyman, and I want you guys to be aware of this, in no way has Heyman put down Joe and discredited him as a challenger for the championship. It's always that Heyman's built up the challenger and made him look just as strong as Brock Lesnar. Yeah, he's got to build up Brock Lesnar because he is Brock Lesnar's advocate. But Paul Heyman has also built up Samoa Joe and has never said anything demeaning or demoralizing about him and what this man could do. He knows Joe is a fighter. He knows Joe is going to fucking come. He knows Joe is not going to back away. So, everything about this has been great. It just sucks that the realization is going to sink in 2 weeks, that this is just a one and done. I'm loving it, though. I can't wait for the fucking match. The go-home show should be very interesting. Joe's got the best of Brock Lesnar for the last 3 weeks. Will Lesnar come back next week? Because I'm pretty sure he's going to be on the go-home show. I'm not completely sure, but I wouldn't doubt that he's not there, But Joe, I think, is going to finally get the Beast to come after him. And I think Beast Brock Lesnar is going to at least get some shots in on Samoa Joe before the pay-per-view. That's just me. Because Joe's been all over Lesnar so far. Great fucking stuff from both men. Can't wait to see what they do at Great Balls of Fire. The other thing that I really liked about this show, again, was Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. You guys know my deal with Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns, not the biggest Roman Reigns supporter. I've been loving Braun Strowman, man. I'm very, very intrigued about the reactions that Braun Strowman has gotten since he's come back, man. The guy is a fucking babyface. Whether you want to believe it or not, it might not be fucking written in the sand. It might not be official, but the fact that Roman Reigns is so hated, Braun Strowman went into this Monday Night Raw run that he's had for the last year since the brand split as a heel. Roman Reigns is the biggest heel in the company unofficially. All it took was Roman Reigns to turn Braun Strowman babyface. Braun Strowman's a babyface. I'm sorry. Braun Strowman is Monday Night Raw's biggest babyface right now. After the reaction that he got last night in Los Angeles, there's no doubt in my mind. Roman Reigns is in the ring, and he starts to show off, and I'm going to call it like it is. So he's in the ring, and he's like, if you give me a minute, you might actually like what I have to say. So they're raining booze down on top of him. They don't give a fuck. He said that Samoa Joe put me in the coquina clutch last week and put me to sleep. The crowd starts cheering. He's like, I told you we're going to like what I was going to say. So he talked about Strowman returning, which was the big deal last week, you know. Joe choked out Roman Reigns. Braun Strowman comes back. I'm not finished with you yet. Front forward choke slam last week to Roman Reigns. Challenge was met with an ambulance match. Roman accepted. Okay? So we got the ambulance match for Great Balls of Fire. Roman, Strowman, ambulance match, pay-per-view. So he said he picked the bones while I was down like a coward. And he accepted Braun Strowman's challenge. So Reigns says that when he's done with Braun Strowman, he's going to throw him into the ambulance, throw him into the driver's seat, and drive him straight to hell, because this is my yard. He says he makes the rules around here. Cut right there. Last week, Roman was all smiles and really not taking this very seriously with his pre-match promo with Samoa Joe. All smiles. He was very cocky, but he came off with the fucking sarcastic, smug smiling. Roman Reigns this week, all business, because he knows how much of a threat Braun Strowman is. So he said what he said, and then all of a sudden, we get an ambulance backed into the arena, right? I make the rules around here, says Roman, and then you hear the sirens go off with the ambulance. Ambulance starts backing up into the arena. Roman Reigns is like, oh my God, here we go again. What the fuck? He has one of those looks on his face, like, what the fuck's going on? So he walks up the aisleway where the ambulance comes in, right by the stage. He goes up to the ambulance, very hesitant to open the door. He opens the door, nobody's in there. Nobody's in there. So we had an EMT just back the ambulance into the arena for no reason, right? It was all mind games. So Roman's looking around. He opens the doors, nobody's there. Braun Strowman, the crowd's going fucking crazy. Braun Strowman just comes out of nowhere, flies off the stage, and fucking flies onto Roman Reigns. Takes Roman Reigns, throws him into the fucking back of the ambulance, bounces his head off the fucking ambulance door, throws him into the steel barricade. At this point, I'm thinking, you know what? The ceiling for both of these guys is so fucking high during this ambulance match. You know, you can see that. You know, I can see that Roman loves working with Braun, and I can see Braun loves working with Roman, man. They're capable of doing so much more than what they've been given. And I think this ambulance match is really going to allow them to do more than what we've seen so far with this feud that's lasted most of 2017. We got Braun Strowman throwing Roman Reigns on the stage. He lifts Roman up and throws him onto the Monday Night Raw stage. So Roman starts fighting back. You know, starts throwing some punches at Braun. Not good enough. Roman then is in Braun's clutches. Braun takes Roman and throws him like fucking garbage into a fucking dumpster. He takes Roman and hurls him off the stage into the side of the ambulance like he was a fucking child. Fucking unbelievable spot, man. Beautiful bump by Reigns. And this is why I say I think Reigns enjoys working with Strowman. You know? Not many people are going to be tossed around like that by Braun Strowman. You know? But Reigns knows what they have here, and I've been saying this. Reigns and Strowman are each other's perfect rival. There's no better rival for one another than these two guys on Monday Night Raw. And they know they have something here, and they're going to go out of their way, and they're going to go above and beyond to make sure that we are entertained. And I appreciate that. And you can see that in what these guys do together. Beautiful bump by Reigns. He threw Reigns into the back of the ambulance then, after he threw him pretty much into the ambulance off the stage, threw him into the ambulance, slammed the doors, ambulance drove away. He did his typical fucking thing, you know, screamed at the top of his lungs, and the crowd was doing the fucking motion with him. He did the fucking arms in the air, and the crowd in Los Angeles was doing the fucking motion with him. You know? Big pop for Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's the biggest babyface on Monday Night Raw. Who would have fucking thought? Who would have thought? Great fucking segment, man. So, we got two matches that I'm incredibly excited about, which is a fucking complete shock to me on Monday Night Raw. Joe versus Lesnar and Strowman versus Reigns in an ambulance match. Can't get any better than that, bro. Can't get any better than that. Good shit for both storylines on Monday Night Raw. All right? There were other minor things that I enjoyed about this show. We're going to talk about the women now because I thought that was the other great segment on this show, believe it or not. But everything so far with what we've seen with those two big matches has been great. Strowman's been coming back, or Strowman has been back for 2 weeks now. Great shit with Roman Reigns. Joe and Lesnar, self-explanatory. The women, not so much. The women have been given the fucking shaft on Monday Night Raw. So tonight we were going to get a gauntlet match. Winner of this gauntlet match gets a title shot at Great Balls of Fire against Alexa Bliss. Kurt Angle in the back throughout the show had the women pick a ball like they used to do back in the old school WWF days when they used to do the drawing for the Royal Rumble. But at that point, it made sense. You know, you had 30 balls in one big fucking spinner thingy, right? You pick out the ball and you're given your number. This, Kurt Angle had a mini one, right? And he had balls lined up in the little fucking spinny thingy that he had. I don't know what the fuck you call that thing, but he's spinning it, and the balls aren't really like moving around in there. It's like they're just there. So I'm like, why is he spinning it? They're not even fucking mixing up in there, you know? They're just whatever. They're just going through the motion. It didn't make any sense to me. If you guys know what I'm talking about, those are the little things I pick up on. So Bayley draws number one. We get number one here. They show Sasha. They show Nia. They show Dana Brooke pulling the balls out. Whatever. Gauntlet match. They're going to come out in certain order. Alexa Bliss approached Nia Jax backstage. Nia didn't want to be there. She didn't want to see Alexa. All she did was just want to win the match and get a title shot at Great Balls of Fire. Bliss said her entire life has been judged based on how she looks, and she feels that Jax might have faced the same issue growing up. Bliss said that her own mother laughed when she got a contract with WWE, and everybody thought she was going to fail. She said Jax must have experienced the same. She said it's not easy being judged. She said she wants her to know not a single woman can drag her down. Jax said she appreciated that. She smiled. Bliss wished her luck. Jax said she's right. She doesn't need it. She said she'll see her and the Women's Championship at Great Balls of Fire. So the Women's Gauntlet match started with Bayley and Nia Jax. Now, if last night didn't give you any indication that Bayley is buried or somebody doesn't like Bayley on the main roster, I don't know what to tell you. Number one, she drew number one. She was the first woman to come out. Number two, she was ultimately fed to Nia Jax. She did some comeback. She tried to at least make it somewhat competitive, but it really was not competitive. Bayley was the first one eliminated in this gauntlet match. Somebody in the back really doesn't like Bayley. Because there's no reason why Bayley, even after what happened with Alexa Bliss, is not being built up. There's no reason for it. I don't understand it. I mean, I would love if they actually hit the reset button on Bayley and do something with her at SummerSlam. But it looks like we're not getting anything towards that. I'm hoping with the outcome of this match that we do get what I've been pitching for the better part of 2017, but that remains to be seen. Nia Jax squashed Bayley. Samoan drop. 1, 2, 3. Bayley's eliminated. Shocking. Well, it might not be shocking, but still to me it's shocking how they have fucked up Bayley so bad that they continue to bury her each and every single week. Don't get it. Mickie James, she was next. Easy. 1, 2, 3. She set up for a DDT. Jax blocked it, slammed Mickie down hard, and then collided with her for the pin. Mickie James is gone. Thanks for coming. Dana Brooke. Funny thing about Dana Brooke is she did one of those cartwheels on stage. Am I the only one who had hoped she'd fucking fall on her ass and fuck up the cartwheel? I was hoping she fell down, man. I was hoping so bad. She comes down. She starts doing handsprings and flips and rolls in the ring. Nothing. She got squashed in the corner. Nia Jax drops the big leg. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye, Dana Brooke. Thanks for coming. Don't show up ever again. Emma versus Nia Jax. So, I thought this was at least going to be somewhat competitive. Out of all the women so far, at least Emma could be competitive. Nope. Jax caught Emma midair, gave her a Samoan drop. Jax, at this point, started to look a little tired. But that was it. Another Samoan drop. 1, 2, 3. So Nia Jax went through Bayley, Mickie, Dana, and Emma. Nia Jax is looking like a fucking beast. And normally, the more you see Nia Jax, the more you are reminded that, yeah, she's still green in the ring. I thought Nia Jax looked fucking great in the ring. I don't know what it was last night, but this was a different Nia Jax. This was a focused Nia Jax. This was a Nia Jax that was being put in a big-time situation, and she fucking excelled at it. I thought Nia Jax came out of this, even when she went against Sasha Banks, and looked like a fucking superstar. I really think that WWE did good by Nia Jax last night. She opened up a lot of eyes. Like, you know what? She's a big fucking woman, but she needs to start being taken seriously. Honestly. And she's only going to get better. She's only going to get better. I hope. So the last one was Sasha Banks. Sasha versus Nia. This was really good. Banks was just beaten down. And it's great because Nia Jax started to show some tiredness during the first 4. She progressively started to get tired. But with a fresh Sasha Banks in there, she still maintained dominance because of her size and how tiny Sasha Banks is. So, Jax was in complete control, So, the bank statement really came into play here. She tried to get the bank statement. Jax powered out. She hit a Samoan drop on Sasha Banks, and Banks rolled to the edge of the apron. At this point, it was easy pickings for Nia Jax. Jax then tried to pull her back in the ring. Banks kicked her in the face. Jax lifted her by the hair, went for another Samoan drop. Sasha then rolled down and applied a modified bank statement. She lifted herself onto Nia's shoulders, elbow to the head. She then chicken winged Nia Jax's arms, bent her arms back, and then had the bank statement applied. She went down to her body, her knees, and she just leaned back as if it was just Pixar Rusev's accolade. Just leaned back. And Nia didn't tap out immediately. She had her arms in a compromising position. Sasha Banks had the bank statement on. And she didn't tap out. It took her a good, I'd say 45 seconds to a minute for Nia to actually tap out. And that's a testament in itself. So not only did Nia look great leading up to this match with Sasha Banks in the Gauntlet match, but she didn't give up immediately after being that winded. That's a good way to build somebody up, man. I gotta give WWE credit for building Nia Jax up in that Sasha Banks segment. I really do. That's the best we've seen Nia Jax look during her entire duration on Monday Night Raw. Because there was a period where she came and we seen, and she's this overly large woman. She's going to be the biggest woman in the division. She's going to have a dominating presence. And then she disappeared. She wasn't used. WWE focused on Charlotte when she was on Raw and Sasha. And then Bayley came up and then Nia just got pushed to the side. Now that Charlotte's on SmackDown and Bayley's fucking getting the shovel treatment, Nia Jax is taking the ball, and she took the ball in this match and really opened up she opened up my eyes. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think Nia won this match. Even though Sasha was declared the winner, I think Nia won out in the end. She looked great. Sasha versus Alexa Bliss. going to be a women's championship match at Great Balls of Fire. This is the best case scenario for the women right now. Everything else just does not interest me. Dana, who? Why is she even on the roster? Mickie? Moving her from SmackDown to Raw did absolutely nothing for Mickie James. She is ice fucking cold. Emma, great fucking talent. Beautiful woman. Don't know why WWE will not push her. I don't know. We got Bayley. Who gives a fuck about Bayley? I don't understand how WWE could fuck up something so simple. Then we got Nia and we got Sasha. Nia and Alexa, not really interested in that at all. Because you got Alexa, who's a heel. Nia, who is quintessentially a heel. Not going to work out. Not going to work out. I think Sasha and Nia have a good dynamic. Not so much Alexa and Maya Jax. So this is the best case scenario right now. This is the best case scenario. I think Alexa Bliss right now with the title, a little cold. I don't think people are invested in Alexa Bliss right now with the Women's Championship as they were when she first won it. It's kind of going nowhere right now. I say give the title to Sasha Banks at Great Balls of Fire. Have her run with it and build towards what I've been telling you. You want Bayley to be built up with some frustration. You want to hit the reset button with Bayley. You know, the announcers are not doing anything good with Bayley when they're saying, you know, they were complimenting her for showing more of an edge, yet she still lost. You know? She still fucking lost the match. Yeah, she started to build up some momentum and, you know, she wants to just shed everything that's happened with that Alexa Bliss bullshit, but in the end, she still lost. She needs to develop an attitude. Sasha winning the title from Alexa Bliss, Sasha doing something that Bayley couldn't do, Sasha being Bayley's best friend, which was documented in earlier storylines when Charlotte was on Monday Night Raw, that's what's going to get under Bayley's skin. Because right now, you can turn Sasha into a heel, challenging a babyface Bayley at SummerSlam. How are you going to build up frustration and fury and anger in Bayley? Have your best friend stab you in the back. That's the way I do it. That's what needs to be done. That's what I've been saying for months now. Bayley builds frustration because Sasha Banks cuts her down and her best friend, no matter if it's a Maya Jax or an Alexa Bliss cutting her down, this is her best friend cutting her down. Bayley, you are a pussy. You are not cut out for this business. All you did growing up was tell me how you wanted to be a WWE superstar. Now you're here. And you failed at it. You are a failure. And you just have Sasha Banks just cut down Bayley each and every week to the point where Bayley is just overcome with fucking frustration. Have it be a boiling point. I mentioned this. I was watching the 1992 Royal Rumble where we seen Psycho Sid and Hulk Hogan, right? The best friends betrayed. Sid betrayed Hogan. We got Hogan and Sid teaming up before WrestleMania against Taker and Ric Flair on Saturday night's main event. Sid Justice just walks out on Hulk Hogan. Fuck this guy. I'm not his friend no more. Same thing applies here. We can have an Alexa and Nia versus Bayley and Sasha Banks main event on Monday Night Raw. Give the women the main event treatment again. It's a big enough deal where it can main event on Monday Night Raw. Sasha would walk out on Bayley. Bayley would go for the hot tag. Sasha would jump down to the apron. I don't want nothing to do with you anymore. You're a failure. You're the one holding me back. I'm not going to let you ruin me and hand me L's on my win-loss record. Something along those lines. Very simple, very basic. That's what needs to be done here. Bayley needs a big reset button. Sasha Banks is Bayley's reset button. I hope WWE does what I'm telling you. She wins the title from Alexa, and we get Bayley versus Sasha at SummerSlam for the Women's Championship. I don't know where Alexa's going to fit in, because I'm pretty sure WWE officials right now are holding Alexa Bliss in higher regard than Bayley. But what I want to see at SummerSlam is Bayley and Sasha reliving the magic that we seen just a few years back at TakeOver Brooklyn. That's what I want to see. But the women normally have been fucking shit all over on Monday Night Raw, because it's just not good television. Last night, I watched, and it was good television. Just going to tell you that. Finally, something decent from the women on Monday Night Raw. Now, the things I did not like about this show. We had a six-man tag here. We had Finn Balor and the Hardy Boys versus Sheamus, Cesaro, and Elias Sampson. Typical, generic, boring, stale WWE booking here. They're taking everybody that's going to be fighting at Great Balls of Fire and be like, ooh, what could we do? Ooh, what could we do here, guys? We could put Finn Balor and the Hardys versus Sheamus, Cesaro, and Elias Sampson. And, you know, I love Elias Sampson because his guitar is made of wood. That's all they did. That's all they did. They took all existing feuds and just gave it to us on a nice silver platter and gave us a six-man tag. But the thing about this match is Josh Duhamel from Transformers The Last Night joined them on commentary. Joined Cole, Booker, and Corey Graves on commentary. This was fucking awful. This was awful. How are you going to have this guy overtake commentary for the entire match? I mean, look at the fucking talent in this match. You got Finn Balor, got the fucking Hardys, got the tag team champions, and you got an upcoming heel who's hanging with the big boys right now, relatively quickly, on the main event scene in Elias Sampson, and you got Josh Duhamel running his D-list movie accolades on Monday Night Raw at the commentary table. Are you fucking kidding me? Who okayed this segment? Who the fuck cares about this? I hadn't even heard of this guy before. The fuck is he doing there? You know? And the worst thing about it is, all this guy did was talk. In the background, all you heard was Michael Cole do, huh! Oh my God. You know? We didn't even get any commentary. You got Michael Cole grunting, huh! Oh! You know? And this guy's just fucking going over his accolades about shit that nobody gives a shit about. Come on, bro. You know, it's nice to see that WWE rather give this guy the stage to build up shit that we don't care about when you got two fucking feuds in this match that are going to play a big role at Great Balls of Fire. Where is WWE's priorities? Clearly not with the talent in the ring. Awful fucking shit. In the end here, Balor got Cesaro with a sling blade, and then eventually with the coup de grace, Balor pins Cesaro with the coup de grace for the win. This was a very, very good match, man. It was a very fun match outside the commentary. I'm looking forward to Elias Sampson versus Finn Balor. I am. Elias Sampson was in the ring again. He was going to do a trio. He was going to do Sheamus and Cesaro doing a trio band. One-time gig in Los Angeles. But the Hardy Boys' music interrupted Elias Sampson before he even strummed 4 notes on the guitar, which was funny as hell, man. But it says a lot about Elias Sampson being that he's in the ring with the Hardys and Finn Balor. So somebody, again, like I said last week, clearly likes Elias Sampson. And we reported on Off the Script that Elias Sampson has been given creative freedom somewhat by Vince McMahon to go out there and generate more heat than usual on his guitar segments on Monday Night Raw, man. So I'm expecting a lot of big things from Elias Sampson. I really am. Very excited to see where he goes. Goldust did another Shattered Dreams production, asking if you can feel and taste the anticipation. It's making him tingle all over being near Hollywood, and he's scheduled to wrestle R-Truth. So these guys don't even get a pay-per-view match. They get a fucking shitty segment on Monday Night Raw. The Golden Age is back. So he's touching himself. He says it's their grand finale, and tonight he'll be putting the finishing touches on his masterpiece. Don't you just love a happy ending? Yeah, not from you, though. My God, who let that one slide into the fucking script? Anyway, Goldust made his ring entrance. He had a personal cameraman with him. He had the old school Goldust outfit. You know, if they want to go old school, they want to go all the way, give me the robe and give me the wig. You know, Goldust just looks like Goldust. He looks generic without that extra stuff. It's like they did the same thing with Del Rio. You know? One week he's coming out with the fucking towel and Ricardo Rodriguez and the limousines and, you know, he looks great. Then WWE over time, they stripped away the limo, they stripped away Ricardo Rodriguez, they stripped away the fucking towel, and all he did was come out in gold trunks. He was a nobody. They did the same thing with Damien Sandow. Take away the blue robe, take away the white towel, took away the pink tights, right? They gave him black tights and a fucking a throw-over t-shirt. He wasn't Damien Sandow anymore. He wasn't the intellectual savior of the masses after that. He was just, okay, hi, I'm Damien Sandow, generic and boring. That's what I see with Goldust. It's like Goldust is Goldust. You want to fucking go all out with the production, right? You want to do Shattered Dreams production? Where's the robe? Where's the wig? Go full blast. And this was nothing. You had a personal cameraman there filming the entire thing. A couple of cheap shots on R-Truth. He throws him into the corner. He takes his arm and throws his arm into the steel post. And that was it. He starts celebrating on the top rope. Match never even got started. Why was I supposed to care about all that? Weeks and weeks and weeks of Goldust promos, and that's what you give us? Are you saving the match for the pay-per-view? Are you saving the match for the pre-show and the pay-per-view? What are you saving the match for? Get it over and done with. Give me the Goldust that we want. Clearly Goldust is back in character. Clearly Goldust can serve a purpose in your mid-card. Why not? If you're going to go full on with something, why don't you go full on? Instead of giving me half-ass bullshit. Goldust needs all that extra shit. Otherwise, he's just going to be Goldust. And nobody's going to care. Next up, we got one of the worst segments that you'll see all year on Monday Night Raw. It's going to be, This Is Your Life, Bailey. And then it's going to be Miz TV with the Ball family. I'm not even going to discuss how awful this was. This was terrible. Number one, why are these people important in society? That's number one. I don't know who the fuck they are. I don't give a fuck who they are. They look like complete degenerates. Each and every one of him. Him and his two kids. They look like two fucking degenerates. And the father does too. Father looked like he was on fucking a high from crack cocaine. He was not funny at all. He's got this big baller brand t-shirt that they started promoting. And I don't know why these people were on the fucking show. I really don't. What importance does this serve to Monday Night Raw? You flip through the channels and you see this shit. Are you going to stay to watch Raw, or are you going to fucking sit there and laugh and then change the channel? What business does this have being on a wrestling show? In a day and age where Monday Night Raw is fucking shit on by everybody, you want to get these fucking embarrassments to human society on your show? Cross-promoting with the NBA, pop culture references. The WWE doesn't need none of that. It's not going to generate a rating. It's actually going to bring it's going to bring the morale of your show down. Who wants to watch this shit? I mean, this did nothing for the show. It did nothing for the show. These people are nothing but fucking spotlight glory hogs. All they want is the spotlight, and you're giving them another format to get spotlighted on. Why? Why do they deserve a spotlight on this show? Why? I don't get it. There's nobody else on your roster that deserves to be spotlighted besides the Ball family. I understand that WWE had a great opportunity to cross-promote here with the NBA draft with these fucking goons. But just like everything else that WWE's done, rock stars, musicians, game show hosts, comedians, every guest host that ever set foot on Monday Night Raw, you do not belong on this show at all. I don't get the reason for it. I will never get the reason for it. Oh, they're fans of the product. Fine. So am I. Stay home and watch it like the rest of us. No reason for you to go into the ring and embarrass yourself and embarrass me watching this fucking piece of shit. Bad. Most of these segments end up really bad with sports athletes and comedians and fucking movie stars. This was amongst the worst on this show. Horrible. Absolutely fucking horrible. It was so awkward, I wanted to fucking turn away and I didn't even want to look at it. I didn't want to look at it. This was terrible. Thank God Dean Ambrose came and interrupted this entire thing. I'm glad. He says he was supporting the Big Baller brand t-shirt because he needed a superstar to support it. So there was some cross-promotion there with Dean Ambrose wearing the shirt in the next match that took place. Ambrose, Rhino, Slater versus The Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel. They were calling them the Entourage, which I enjoyed. Now they're calling them the Miz-tourage. I like the Entourage better. I really did. Crowd was dead for this shit. This match, it sounded like there wasn't even a crowd in the arena. They were dead for this shit. I don't know if that goes to people just not caring about Slater, Rhino, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel, or they're just fucking completely just awkward like I was during that entire ball segment. Awful fucking shit. Miz and Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel win in 12 minutes. There you go. Not much more outside that. Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass. WWE did the heel turn last week. They went over why Big Cass turned. They went over why Big Cass stated that Enzo is the weak link of the team. That Enzo is holding Big Cass back from winning championship gold. They went through all of that. The tear rolling down Enzo's face. Right? So, WWE did all that shit last week. Big boot from Big Cass to Enzo. Heel turn done. Right? So, WWE this week, they were like, how could we have really made it better last week? Let's try it again this week. So WWE gave you the heel turn last week, and they figured they'd give you another heel turn this week. Whatever happened this week should have happened last week. That's just the way I see it. That's just the way I see it. They should have took parts of this, and then parts of what happened last week, mashed them all together, and make it a heel turn. But WWE wanted to get another pop for Mr. Big Cass here. So Enzo comes out, and listen, Enzo did a very, very good job at explaining his case. You know, he did the whole ring entrance. He's got the mic. You know, he's going to keep his ring entrance. And he came to the ring. How you doing? You know, this is the realest guy in the room. He took off his jacket. He revealed a new shirt that had he and Cass on it. Not sure if it's available on shop yet, or if it will be. Maybe it was just fan done, or he got it done just for this segment, and there's only one in production. He said he's tried to reach him all week. He hasn't responded. He didn't answer phone calls. He didn't answer texts. Says if he doesn't want to handle it privately, he's ready to now go public with it. He says he's done some stupid things, as he pointed out. This might be one of them, and he's going to stand there until Cass comes out to talk to him one-on-one. Cass came out, got booed. Cass came out with his theme song. Enzo's theme song. So, just, I want to make you guys aware of how lazy WWE creative is. Okay? So, for weeks, we've seen vignettes and backstage segments of these guys being attacked, right? So, for 3 or 4 weeks, they knew in their minds creatively that, okay, we're turning Big Cass, right? We're turning Big Cass. At this point, when the climax of this storyline is about to be presented on television, you'd think that WWE would be ready with a heel theme song for Big Cass, being that he now turned on Little Enzo. Turned on his tag team partner. Of course not. They got Big Cass coming out to Enzo's fucking theme song. Are you fucking serious? And then you want to know why I shit all over WWE Creative. For weeks you knew Big Cass was turning heel. In that time frame you couldn't come up with a fucking heel theme song for this guy to come out to? How fucking lazy can you be? No, but then people criticize me for being too critical. You didn't notice that? You don't find that to be a fucking illogical gap hole? Come on, bro. For weeks you knew this guy was turning heel. Give him some fucking music. Or come up with something, man. Strum some fucking guitar notes. Have it sound evil. Have it sound hard rockish or something. Have it sound angry. Give him something. Ellsworth even has fucking theme music. Ellsworth had theme music 1 week after he was removed from Braun Strowman. But Big Cass, after 4 weeks of build, has no fucking theme music? Come on, man. Fucking lazy. Says he knows Cass well enough to know that hurts him. Says he knows it hurts him because he knows him better than anybody in the world. Words can hurt, and he learned how deep they can last week. He's already bled out. He was right about a lot of things he said about him. So Enzo was agreeing that Big Cass, whatever he said, was right. You know? Said he isn't the biggest guy in the room, but he might be the biggest mouth in the world. Sometimes that mouth bites off more than he can chew. Said that he was okay because he had him watching his back. Said whatever they ate together because they're family, they're brothers. Said last week he broke his heart, and he might have broken his face, but as a brother, he won't let him break their bond. You're my family, bro, he said. He takes as much pride when Cass hit the gas while he was sitting shotgun. He said that journey is not over. He said last week he looked into his eyes and saw passion and anger and pain and love and emotion, all these emotions. He said he knows what he saw. He saw the same love and passion roll down his face with a tear. He says that is real. They are family. He said he had to focus on the future of his family and refuses to let him break that bond before they become tag team champions. So Enzo wants this thing to continue. Enzo wants to fucking make this right. You just never know when to shut up, man, says Big Cass. But I have to be honest, after what I did last week, I've never been so ashamed in my entire life. So WWE, pretending here that Big Cass is going to accept Enzo again, and that Enzo's going to accept Big Cass's apology. But, you know, I've been watching wrestling long enough to know that, you know, there was a setup here, and I seen it coming from a mile away. Just, you know, with Big Cass's mannerisms and his facial expressions and the long drawn-out segment that was this segment. You know, when they left the ring, WWE was like, yeah, we got everybody. Everybody thinks they're gonna, stick together, you know. But at that point, WWE would have went on to the next segment, you know. But they followed Enzo and Cass up to the ramp. They did the whole fucking shtick. They're hugging each other. All of a sudden, with the music playing, Big Cass clotheslines Enzo on the stage and then fucking talks more shit to him as he's laying down there. Enzo's like, what the fuck's going on? Got this bewildered look on his face. He picks up Enzo in a gorilla press position and fucking throws him down the ramp, man. Fucking beautiful spot there. And people are booing. And it was just another heel turn done again. So, WWE, you know, I'm not going to shit all over the segment. Big Cass has got a lot of good shit about him that I like. And I hope to see him grow. But it's like WWE kind of wanted to kind of fix something about last week, and then they applied it to this week. They're like, you know, a lot of people were complaining about the Enzo and Cass breakup, so the WWE creative was like, you know what, let's use that as motivation here. Let's tease them getting back together, and then just fucking even hit them more hard with another Cass big turn, you know? So it wasn't all that bad, you know? But this is pro wrestling. I seen this coming from a mile away, man. As soon as they walked up the ramp, I'm like, you know, there's something brewing here, man. Something fishy about this. But Enzo sounded good. He did. Sounded very genuine and real. Big Cass, you know, he's sounding a little bit better week by week. He's sounding less robotic. But I think Enzo is going to, again, like I've been saying, I think he's going to be floating around doing nothing. Well, Big Cass is going to go on to bigger and better things. I would have not have broken them up yet. But, you know, Cass is the star of the team. But Enzo did very good here for himself. I just don't know where he's going to fit on the roster after SummerSlam. Because Enzo and Cass are probably headed towards a match at Great Balls of Fire. And we have the Big Show looming, which I reported on off the script. It's going to be Big Cass and Big Show at SummerSlam, reportedly, just to give Cass that big win on the main roster, you know, and have him go over a big guy. But other than that, man, it's okay. I just wouldn't have broken them up. I think it's too soon. And finally, guys, Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins, which is probably the least important feud on Monday Night Raw. Go figure. Seth Rollins beat Kurt Hawkins in 3 minutes with his knee lift, that finishing move, that V-trigger that he stole from Kenny Omega. Still doesn't have a name for it yet. But he wins in 3 minutes. Bray appeared on the big screen, again, talking about blah, 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 you know. At this point, I didn't even fucking pay attention. He said that he believes mankind has forgiven him for his transgressions. His soul is clean. He says Rollins wears this filth of vanity like a suit of armor. That sounds good. He blindly lead the ignorant people to a place where there is no return, man. He said if you truly valued his redemption, he would give into his true self, man. That's why I'm here, man. I'm going to help you along and save you, man. And then he laughs. Said you should be honored because he ought to be cleansed by the flame of a true God. The God of what, Bray? Losing? The God of what? What is with all this blah, blah, blah? I'm a God, blah, blah, blah. The veil of vanity like you wear like a suit of armor, blah, blah, blah. I'm everywhere. I'm inside your mind. On July 9th will be a date of your reclamation. So give in to your true self or you will burn. Blah, 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 blah. The only thing that's burned is Bray Wyatt's push. This guy's words mean absolutely fucking nothing. They hold no value. It's like you go to a fucking store, right? You pay with your credit card, right? Bray Wyatt does a promo. His words mean nothing. It's like you got nothing on your fucking debit card. Oh, declined. Declined. Bray Wyatt is the debit card that's declined when you try to buy a fucking Big Mac and fries and a fucking soft drink at McDonald's. Sorry, bro. You got no money on your card, right? Then you pull out your EBT card. Oh, sorry, we don't take that here, bro. You know? That's Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has nothing. He has nothing. His words are fucking meaningless, worthless. You know? At this point, why are they even feuding? Because they got nothing else to do. But they've made sense of nothing. It's just like they threw these two guys into a fucking feud. They got nothing to do. Rollins and Wyatt, they could have a good match. Hey, let's do it. But the words mean nothing. There's no emotion there. There's no, you know, I hate you, you hate me type of deal. There's nothing there as far as a wrestling match goes. Who cares? There's one match on this show, but believe it or not, Rollins has been the best in-ring performer coming out of WrestleMania. And I've said that time and time again. But if there's one match going into Great Balls of Fire that I care least about, it's this one. I care about the women more so, and I shit all over the women coming out of WrestleMania. They've been awful. I even care more about fucking Elias Sampson and Finn Balor. I don't know why they're feuding, but I'd rather see that more so than Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt. This is the least important feud going into Great Balls of Fire. And I just don't care. I really do not care. Neville and Tozawa, they were booked for Great Balls of Fire. Titus O'Neil came out and says that they will have a face-off and the Cruiserweight Championship is going to Tozawa. So, Titus Worldwide might have the Cruiserweight Champion in his camp. Neville beat Lince Dorado. Someone else was on a fucking milk cart and we haven't seen him in fucking forever. 3 minutes with the Rings of Saturn. Don't really care. Don't really care whatsoever. But that was pretty much it, man. That was Monday Night Raw. The Cruiserweights and Rollins and Wyatt going into Great Balls of Fire, ice cold. I just don't care, man. There's a lot about this show that I don't like, but the good on this show, clearly, Strowman, Reigns, Joe, Lesnar, even the women at the end, with that whole Maya Jax deal, and Sasha Banks. I thought that was great. But other than that, again, 3 segments out of a 3-hour Raw. Not gonna get anything done, bro. Not gonna make a good show. Not gonna make a good show. Where WWE is more hell-bent on getting fucking Hollywood D-list actors and fucking degenerates from the NBA draft on your show, you know, and you're worried about getting them on the show than actually booking a good show. Where are your priorities, man? Where are your fucking priorities? This was awful. Completely fucking terrible. I don't want to see these people on my show ever again. The show is bad enough. We don't need to add more cancer to the show, you know? So that was Monday Night Raw. That's your review. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know down below. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206 and hit that subscribe button down low with the bell for notification. And make sure when you turn the bell on, go into the options and turn on all notifications, man. I'm JD. I'll be back with some WWE 2K17 gameplay content later this afternoon. Until then, take care. And I will see you all with more great content today right here on the channel. And then SmackDown Live review tonight after the show goes off the air. I'm JD. Thank you guys so much. And have a great Tuesday, man. I'll talk to you later.